his way in. I sent him the.
He'll come in. I'm sure he'll come in at some point. Cool. All right. Well, we're started, guys. Welcome to.
Did you shill it?
Yeah, I put it in the thing. I'll put it again right now.
All right. Did anybody put
Nobody
it up
even
on Twitter?
Nope. I'll put it up on Twitter though.
Oh yeah. Do I just copy the link in the URL?
Not this one.
Yeah, not that one. That'll let anybody come into this.
Let anybody blast the.
Let me see. I'll put it in. Can you? Oh, you guys can't see the comments. Oh, I just put it in Telegram.
Okay. Oh, Discourse Syndicate. There it is.
Yeah. I'll put
shit. Let me see if I can. Copy link. I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna put that in the twits real quick.
Hey, what's up, Firebun?
Hey.
Video's looking good. What's up, dude? We got one. This is cool. I like this where you can put it up on the screen. It's pretty.
Oh awesome. Yeah. Are you going straight through Streamlabs?
StreamYard. Yeah, I'm just going through StreamYard.
Okay.
So yeah. But all right. Well, I don't know what you guys want to talk about today.
Oh shit! There's a whole bunch.
I guess we could talk about the price with Hex.
Dude, unbelievable. I thought I was dreaming yesterday morning.
Oh man. RG3 texted me, messaged me on Telegram, and he's like, dude, I just doubled my bags. And I was like, what? I did my block folio, scroll down on my block folio, and I was like, holy shit. No way, dude. There's no way that we just doubled what we had.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was just thinking, I can't wait to see what Hexologist has to say about this. I mean,
that show is like crazy. Away, your show was like everyone. Well, I mean, Telegram was blowing up all. I woke up in the morning. It was like, I couldn't even keep up with it. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm pulling up charts and looking at Telegram at the same time, and everything's just going nuts, man. I was like, yes.
Yeah, dude. It was insane. Hey, well, there's Litecoin Moses. What's up, dude?
Yo, what up, man?
What's up, brother?
Dude? Fucking Hex is mooning, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. It's been like the best 2 days of my life. I think I've made more money than the last 2 days of my life than I've ever made in like a short period of time.
Yeah. I'm like, Hexologist, how much money you got in this game?
Well, you know, those sweet referrals are coming in real nice, and
oh, that's good.
Dude, the sweet referrals.
I'm just curious. Do you mind saying how much you've got in total referrals? Because I think Hexologist, you probably have more than anyone.
No, I think I'm number 25 on referrals, but I've only made like 7.5 million. But I've given away, like 2 million, 1.5 million of that. So I mean, 6 million, which was like nothing back in the day. Somebody's like giving me somebody gave me 900,000, I think, on one day, on one thing. So one referral, and it was like at the 1.8 million. So that was when we were getting 1.8 million hex per ETH.
Nice.
So that was the nice day. I was like, yes, that's gonna be worth something one day. And now I'm like,
dude,
doing the Richard Hart.
That meme will live forever, dude.
Yeah, for real. It's like I laugh so hard at that every time I watch it, dude.
Oh man,
it's the best thing.
I told you to timestamp it as soon as it happened. I'm like, timestamp that one.
RG did.
Yep. The only thing making me sad right now about Hex is that like my ETH buys me less Hex now.
Yeah,
it's way less Hex.
Yeah, there's already 5,700 Ethereum in the adoption amplifier.
A little harder to accumulate.
Yep. The only community that prays for a dip.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not gonna get it. I don't know if we're gonna get it.
The dip has been canceled, folks. The dip has been canceled.
Yeah,
so Crypto Coffee, I saw that you had I didn't watch your Firebun one yet with you did you guys just I'll have to watch it after this. Was it pretty good?
We hopped on. It was a good talk, man. He's a really smart dude. He Hex.vision and the Uniswap chart that everyone likes looking at. So Uniswap.hex.vision.
Yeah.
He made them both. It was nice to like hear it from someone who actually contributed like dev effort into the project. Like I had Paul on last time, and he was also a developer, but he's no longer with us, unfortunately.
He exit scammed out of his own project.
I miss Paul. Paul was cool, man.
He was a cool guy.
Yeah. Let's see. But yeah, dude. What else do you guys?
You don't know what FUD to believe. You don't know if people are fighting to like get people to end emergency end stake. It's some real shit. Dude.
That's the project. That's the problem with it.
It's just great FUD. Yeah.
Well, all this shit only works if people believe in it, right? And that's just everything in the world. Like everything in the world is a Ponzi scheme. Like it only works if enough people believe in it. And like, I don't know, like people would only buy like Purell and toilet paper if they believed it was going to clean their ass properly. You know, like you got to just, everything's a Ponzi, everything's a bubble. And this one's just doing better than all the other ones.
For real, it is. It's killing it. Seen the
believe in that hand sanitizer stuff, man. It's selling like hotcakes, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
2x your profits on the hand sanitizer.
I know. I wish I put it up on that beforehand. I got a question. What do you guys think is going to do well after the quarantine's over? Like, is there a product that we can buy now where, like, after the quarantine's over, everyone's going to rush to go get it?
Ooh. Streaming services.
After it's over?
Streaming.
Yeah, I mean, streaming services are doing well right now.
Well, I think that it's going to do well in the future, especially for, because let's face it, just like 9/11 changed the way America operated as far as, I mean, I never went into a fucking airport and had to take my shoes off and stand in lines and do all that shit. Now it's standard operating procedure to do all that shit. So 9/11 changed things. This is going to change things because this is the biggest disruption of our lives that we've probably ever seen. And 9/11 was a big one, but this one is even bigger. Sitting in our houses for months at a time this is crazy. So I think that what's going to come of this is it's going to change. We're going to see people running around with masks. I was talking to Hexo earlier and telling him when I was in Korea back in age myself here, back in the 80s, they were running around with masks then, and you see in California, you see a lot of, Korean people, Vietnamese people, they run around with masks when they're sick so that they don't expose other people. Not necessarily they're worried about everything's going on, but they do it usually when they're sick or when they got something going on. So things like that, like wearing masks is going to be something that probably a lot of people do. Social distancing tools or ways to do business and ways to do social meetings and stuff other than getting gatherings. Things are going to change. Things are going to be a little different. They may not go, exactly to one extreme where, there's no more events and there's no more this and that and the other. But we're definitely going to see things change. So technologies that help to divert us from going back into that, mode where we're all getting in gatherings and having meetings and stuff. So streaming services, home workstations, businesses that you can run out of your house, those types of things. I think those are going to be the emerging, technologies and businesses.
Yeah,
makes sense
for sure.
What about oil? $18 a barrel. Go get a McDonald's for less than a barrel of 50 gallons of oil.
Yeah.
And so then, people aren't going to be driving around as much because, I'm in California and we don't have mass transportation. Everyone goes everywhere in a car, and if you start slowing that down, then, I mean, that's a lot of fuel that's not being expended out there.
True. Yeah.
And that's going to trickle into all the other industries.
Yeah. The everything bubble popped.
The everything bubble.
Yeah.
What were you talking about? Stocks, crypto coffee, or what were you kind of talking about in terms of like products?
Oh, I'm just thinking like, if anyone that loaded up on toilet paper and resold it on Amazon, they did well, right? So,
you did well, yeah.
I didn't know that you could do that until I actually saw that people could resell their toilet paper.
Yeah, you can make an Amazon seller account. It costs $30. Yeah. I used to have one. I wasn't selling enough on it, but man, I wish I caught that TP wave, man.
Yeah. Right now, the big wave right now is like gym equipment right now for home gym.
Home gym, yeah.
It's huge. Everything's sold out.
Yeah, my P90X has gotten a couple of clicks on my referral link because I've been shilling a referral link on my channel for P90X. People have been clicking it. I've gotten a couple of the referrals off of that. So I mean, the free money.
I'm going to be glad that the gym's going to be a little bit more empty these days.
True.
Once we do open back up.
That's been killing me. It's just not being able to hit the gym because I used to go pretty much every day. It's just not the same in your house. I mean, I don't have a big gym in my house, so.
Nope. Yeah. Sexy's gone, man. I've been laying in my bed eating and shit.
Eating pizza and shit.
I go to the refrigerator just to go to the refrigerator. I ain't even hungry, man. I'm full. Sitting here with a full belly. Well, walking over to the refrigerator to open it up because I ain't got nothing else to do.
Yep. Open it up like something different's gonna be in there next time you check.
Yeah, it's less of it. That's all.
Yeah, I do too. You know, I've seen those. Like, speaking of new products coming out, you guys seen like these like phone cleaners that they shoot like in some kind of light, like infrared light on your phone, and they disinfect it somehow.
I've heard of those. Yeah,
I've seen like these new products coming out that I didn't expect to come out. So that's one where people put their keys in there and you clean them off or like anything dirty. Somehow it cleans it with like infrared light. So I mean,
ultraviolet or infrared?
I'm probably wrong. It's probably ultraviolet.
Yeah.
Infrared wouldn't really clean anything.
I've seen a lot of food. The only reason I know is I've seen a lot of food companies that use that ultraviolet light, like when they have clean rooms, and I've seen it in bio situations. I worked in industry for a long time, moving heavy equipment, so I'd see them with that blue light, that ultraviolet, and it's everywhere. You know, so that they can keep bacteria down and shit. So I think that they use a lot of that.
The 4 horsemen of Hex.
The 4 horsemen of Hex, Vince says.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Yeah.
Who's Pestilence?
How did you crack that up there? You figured that one out.
It's just on the it's on the side. You can just press a plus and you can hide it and show it. It's pretty cool, actually. I might actually just buy the I think it's like $20 a month for StreamYard, so we don't have that.
It's pretty sweet, dude.
And you can only do 20 hours a month of streaming. I don't know if we'll be doing that, but you know, even if we do break that limit.
How many people we got in the chat? Mine was stuck on
people
private
watching
chat
right now.
Oh, that's cool. So we got some folks in there.
Yep.
Yeah. Right on.
Big time.
You know
so how's Decentraland going, Litecoin?
Oh, it's doing fucking awesome. Awesome.
I always like to hear about Decentraland from Litecoin Moses because he's the number one guy if you want to hear about it.
I know. As the ETH pumped, I just grabbed some more mana the other day, so I've got a little mana bag.
But people unintentionally listen to my podcast from the Decentraland world. People have been like speculating. They've been moving their mana into Hex to get the Hex pump and then buying more mana.
They could have quadrupled their mana bags last time.
Yeah.
I've seen in general chat people talking about that, and I'm just like, holy shit, like. But the wave I was a part of in Decentraland was like, so I knew about Decentraland when it came out, but that was during like the ICO boom and everything, so nobody was really paying attention to anything. You know, everyone was just kind of putting their money in the coins and then selling them. But so I was a little bit late on the land. So when I looked at the market, along with like Frankie Needles and everybody, I was like, oh, the wearables. These wearables are super cheap right now, and I told people like, hey, you know, I think these wearables are going to go up a lot, and they have like the average wearable has gone up like 10x since in 2 months and stuff. So it's like the market's really hot right now.
Oh, that stuff's huge.
I gotta buy some of these T-shirts, man.
I'll help you out with the buying list. It's basically just T-shirts. It's basically just like anytime a game starts, whatever the starter items are and the pre-sale items are. Those are the items that are going to retain their value over time in the game. But afterwards, right? Once the game gets started, a lot of those, they're just going to be printing tons of items. So those items aren't going to have much value. But the items and the stuff that starts in the beginning of the game are going to have the nostalgic value.
Is it like a beta alpha testing right now, or what is the?
No, the full game's out right now. You can just play. Yeah. The only thing
it's just empty
right now. It's just empty right now because they're working on another patch to get away from using the browser. So right now it's like you literally have to go on like a browser and log in into the game, and it makes it laggy. So what they're going to do is use a different sort of a hosting server, and then it's going to speed up where you can have like 500 people, 900 people in a room. Like they just did the first Decentraland fashion show with wearables.
Really?
Yeah. I just missed it too, but like I caught the after show and stuff, and we did like
the after show.
Yeah, we did the after. I did the after
show. Hilarious to see.
Yeah. Like a friend of mine called Frankie Needles, he made the first radio station in the game, and he had like
Really?
tons. Yeah, and my podcast is on rotation and all that stuff. It's the first radio station too. So that's cool. So my podcast and a bunch of the Block Runner guys are doing a bunch of cool stuff. So like as you walk through parcels, like eventually it's going to be a station where you just click on and then you hear my voice and you hear like a bunch of other people's voices in the community. It's pretty cool.
It's awesome, dude.
Yeah. I will be making Hex NFTs one day. Just give me
that land grab didn't happen yesterday, did it?
No, not yet. They're still working right now. They're just squabbling over where we're gonna build on the 22 parcels.
Okay,
like
I got my man. I just got to go in there tonight and see about my land.
So C4 says EMF blocking close. I don't know what that means. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah.
Litecoin?
Yeah, okay. It's I think it's closed that like sometimes you're walking somewhere, somebody could like scan your phone and pass by you and then steal the information on your phone. So there's clothes that have like these this kind of metal mesh inside that you're basically become unscannable essentially, where they can't like jack your information on your phone.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. I thought it was talking about the
EMP
Decentraland clothes. No, I thought you guys were. I thought he was talking about that Decentraland. I was like, is that some type of clothing line that's in the Decentraland?
That comment was kind of out there.
I know a little bit about everything.
Yeah, for real. Litecoin's like freaking super intelligent dude. Yeah, crypto. I mean, all three of you guys are like
well, dude, thanks. I appreciate it. You're the one to do this every fucking day. Like,
dude, for real.
You don't have to be smart to do something every day, guys.
I'm not smart. I'm just old. That's all.
Yeah. I heard you guys, RG3 and Litecoin, heard your podcast, and it was pretty interesting. I didn't know your whole backstory. Super interesting podcast. Are you gonna start your own?
Who was interesting?
Yo. RG3 for sure, man.
Yeah.
I've been around the block. That's all, man. And it's that's why I'm getting involved with you guys, because I see, today's youth being youth. I call you guys youth. You guys are grown men, and but I mean, compared to me, I see your generation getting the shit into the stick from my generation. They call you guys millennials and all this other crap. Like, yeah, they don't know what they're talking about. They're freaking snowflakes and they don't understand. No, you guys understand better than my generation did. My generation got stuck in between the boomers and you guys, and we did fuck all. We sat on our asses and did nothing. We got high and listened to punk rock, and we created all that stupid shit back in the 80s, and we kind of like drifted through it on e-tabs and rave music and all that shit. And then you guys,
those blue dolphins,
you guys are like the baby brothers of all of that shit going, oh my God, look at the mess they made. And then the boomers, they're just disconnected from your guys' reality, which is really the 21st century. And, a long time ago, I saw that, the world wasn't moving into the 21st fucking century, that there's technologies out there that can change the world, that there's things out there that are going to make the world a better place. But we're living in this draconian freaking baby boomer era where they're in charge of everything. The moneyed interests that are also those old fucks are in charge of everything. And you guys aren't getting your chance to really take the world into the 21st century. And so I wanted to get involved and kind of help you guys along, going, you know what? Don't listen to these fuckers. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't get you guys. You guys are the future. You guys are going to move us into the 21st century. And you just got to take the bull by the horns and tell these guys to just go fuck off and do your thing, man. Right. Because I'm tired of living in draconian age. I want to move in. I want to be in your guys. It's going to be a great place once you guys finally take over and start doing shit,
Yeah.
Hey, fuck yeah. I mean, they tried to, I guess the whole American dream thing just doesn't seem very tangible anymore. Like, the
way it was framed, the way they framed it, the way the boomers have framed it is not tangible anymore. For instance, my father-in-law, he was an executive for a Fortune 2 company. So he worked there his whole life. And he looks at me and goes, man, what the fuck's the matter with you? Because I live in an era where you didn't work for a company for 35, 40 years. You worked for 6, 7 years and you had to move on in order to get more pay. So you had to move here, move there, move here, move there. And you guys understand that. You guys, well, let's see, where am I gonna set up so that I can get to my next jump off spot, my next jump off. That's how you guys think. See, the old age, they think you get a job, you get a career, you stay there for 4 years, you get a, that shit's gone, man. That shit's gone. And my generation kind of had to deal with that and figure it out. And you guys you're born into it, you know, that's how your life is going to go. So, I mean, things have got to change, and people's thoughts have to change of how society is going to be in the future here. And leaving it up to you guys.
Crypto appeals so much to me because it's like a way out of the system of the traditional financial system, right? So you're not relying on all these powers that are outside of your control that might not be managing, you know, your money in the way you want them to. So like 401ks are not nearly as interesting to me as like Bitcoin and all that stuff, just because of the potential and the way that you can opt out of the existing system and use something that's not being tracked, that's got way higher potential to rise in price, that can actually preserve your wealth. Because like I do have a 401k and it's not doing so hot right now.
Hell no. What about the guys that retired? My uncle, he retired a year or two ago, and he's fucked right now.
Oh,
his
really?
401k's fucked. I mean, it's all in the market, right? And where's the market?
Cash out yet? Yeah.
No, but I mean,
could you explain that a little bit? Because some people don't understand that whole 401k thing when you retire. Because some people think that like when you retire from your 401k, it just gets cashed out into cash. But you know, like a lot of people don't know the 4% rule when it comes to 401ks.
Yeah, you're drawing a percentage of it, you know, and then it depends on how you set it up. It depends on if you set up IRAs or Roth IRAs, or if you're just taking out of your 401k. I mean, it moves with the market. You know what I mean? It's directly connected to the market. So you're at the mercy of that. And where's it at right now?
Nothing. Fuck all. Yeah.
So diversification. I mean, look, guys, crypto is my fun money. You know, I want to let everybody know that I'm not invested in crypto. I'm in traditional investments. You know, I own property, I own, you know, or IRAs, and I have a 401k, all those things. And crypto I got into on the side, you know, as just a kind of a fun thing, as a play thing, as a, you know, hey, there's a place where instead of going and playing on the market where a lot of people were playing on, you know, I got into crypto. So, you know, diversification is key. You know, you gotta diversify yourself. So if you guys are thinking that, or anybody out there is thinking that they could just, you know, start investing in crypto and that be their nest egg, I got a word for you. You guys better be freaking careful about that. I mean, you're young, you can recover from shit like this, but you know, diversify now is what I'm saying. While you're young, diversify now.
All in on Hex, like what I have done is not.
Well, that would be a dumb thing to say right now with the way Hex is moving, but
I know.
You know,
I've got.
You should never.
Like, it is my fun money. It is like if it went to zero today, I'd be like, well, shit, that sucks. But I'm not like, oh my gosh, I just put.
You're not gonna go jump out a fucking window.
I sold my house. Yeah, I'd be like, well, shit, I put a couple grand in it at the first, and now it's like, wow, I'm doing pretty good.
But what do you say to some 18-year-old? I mean, like. The whole I believe in diversification. I really do, because I mean I own stocks and everything, and I mean I sold them already, but like you know, I own stocks for a long time and everything. But if you don't have that much money and stuff, it's kind of hard to diversify into anything, you know. And like it's almost like I imagine as like an 18-year-old kid to like 25 and stuff, you almost have to fucking like be headfirst into one asset before you get enough money in order to kind of start spreading yourself out a little bit, because it doesn't make sense to have like $1,000 here and $400 here and 50 cents over here, you know?
Right.
Well, when you're young, you're young, you can take a lot more risk when you're young.
Yeah.
That's when you should take risks. I did when I was younger, you know, we didn't have crypto. And it wasn't easy to get it. Like you didn't have a website that you can go sign up and get into the stock market like you guys got today. You know, you literally had to go get a broker, sit down, pen and paper, put your account and hook it up to it. You know, people just didn't do that. You guys can, at 18 years old, my son was just asking me, you know, hey, Dad, I want to invest in the stock market. My friends are investing in the stock market. I'm like, what the freaking shit is this? So when I was young, we didn't have shit like that. You know, you didn't invest in anything. It was a 401k. That's all we had, because they had taken pensions away from your jobs. No more jobs had pensions. It was all 401k. But the only thing we did have control of was the risk adjustment. So we can get into higher risk 401k versus a lower risk 401k, which was instead of, you know, S&P stuff and muni funds and all that kind of stuff, you can get into oil and gas, and you can get into the funds that are a little more risky. So that's what I did when I was younger, is I had the switch on risky, you know, and it accumulated and this and that. And so when you're young, you could take more risks. Now, the way I look at it for young people, like you said, who can't get into the market, crypto is a great place for young people who can only afford to put a little bit of money into you know, a place where they can store some value. But then again, crypto's a volatile up and I mean, we know what kind of dips crypto can take. But when you're young, you could kind of take those risks and just ride it. And as long as you don't sell, you're always good.
Yeah.
As soon as you sell,
it's not a good starting position if you want to start trading. I think that if a lot of people think that they're going to be like super traders when they get it, like how I was. I mean, I think that probably most people that get into crypto are like, oh, I can just, you sell it a little bit higher than a little, you know, I got $20 today. I'm selling that shit. And then it goes up 200 and you buy back with less than that. And then it goes down and you're like, well, I just got wrecked.
Yeah. That was me.
So trading in and of itself in a sleepy turtle market like the stock market is difficult. You know, all of the retracements and the Fibonacci charts and all this TA and shit that these guys do. I know nothing about it. I know enough to make myself confused and get me in a lot of trouble if I tried it.
Yeah.
But all of this stuff was invented by guys who operated in the stock market that moved at a turtle's pace. Now we've got people taking that knowledge and sticking it in the crypto market that runs 24/7, has volatility swings of 90% in one friggin' day. I mean, you can't, you're asking for trouble by putting your hand in that fire. I'm sorry. Anybody who's trading, you're a damn fool.
100x leverage.
Some people may have made a lot of money. And I know people that have made a lot of money in trading, but you know what? That's 10% of the people. I bet 90% of everybody out there that's trading is wrecked. Or got wrecked somewhere.
The only dude I know that made any money like trading long term was like he made a big score on some stocks and then he put most of that into like dividend and then he just gambles with the dividends at that point. But I mean but he's smart. I mean, he's like a smart dude for doing that. But like he's like, if I hadn't, he's like, I would have lost the money already by now.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you got lucky and you hit the lotto and you made some good trades, you had a good couple months or whatever, and you've got a big account and you put away what you needed, you took your earnings and what you got out of it was enough to go play with, then yeah, sure, have at it and be Mr. Trader. But you know, if you're out there taking your life savings and thinking that you're gonna, you know, turn it into an income or whatever, man, that's a risky deal. And there's not a lot of guys out there that can do it. Even the guys that are good, that know what they're doing in trading, the crypto market is unforgiving. It is fucking wrecking people.
I've got friends that try to trade options and they try to do like day trading. It never works out for them. Like I know a guy that's lost like probably 30K just over the past few years.
Geez.
All the money he gets, he just throws it away. And he's like, no, man, I think I finally got the right strategy. I think I'm like, his strategy is copying other people. He goes online and he's like, oh, if that trader made a lot of money, I'm going to copy what he did. And it's like, no, it doesn't work because you don't have the same timing and execution, and you don't have stop losses, and you don't have all this stuff that he had. And so it's never going to really work like that. And it's kind of funny too that like traders, like technical analysis, like RG3 said, like it's like it breaks down when you got volatility out the ass. Like, it no longer applies, but it is kind of cool that like it only works because other people think that it works. Like enough other people are looking at the same pattern that you are that it becomes.
So I just want to go on the record. I called the shot the other day. I called Hexo and I said, hey dude, look at this cup and handle that's building on ETH, man. This looks like it's going to be a breakout. and I actually traced it out and said, okay, this is where I would get in. This is where I was going to get it out at 186 on ETH, and it went up to 187, and then it dropped, and then Hex went to the freaking moon. Like, I mean, it was a moonshot. But see, and so my little TA that I did might have been, you know, kind of accurate for ETH, but I could not have ever even predicted what, you know, a whale coming in to Hex and blowing it up like that. It just doesn't happen. unless, you know, you're somebody on the inside that knew that guy was getting in, you know, then, you know,
I feel like I'm on the inside. I think we all are. I feel like we all are. We had no idea. Like, I was just like, what the? You told me RG3 that it blew up. So I feel like everybody probably thinks that we're the inside guys.
I know.
It's like, I don't know anything, bro.
Yeah, man,
I don't know any of
the four horsemen with a fucking, like, we're like the four horsemen walking in the night with a fucking handkerchief over our eyes. Like,
with blindfolds on our horses.
Yeah.
I ain't shit. I can't. Richard hasn't even answered any of my telegrams that I put up. I don't know him. He doesn't do anything for me. That's for sure.
It's like, yeah, exactly. We don't, like, everybody tries to think that me and Richard are bros or something. I'm like, dude, I've had him on my channel one time. I don't, you know, he could, I don't know where he lives. I don't know what his favorite color is. I don't know anything about him, man. He's a cool dude. I've watched all of his videos. Maybe that's why people think I know him, because, like, I act like maybe I know him because I've watched him probably more than anybody else I've watched on YouTube. But yeah, man. It's
and you know what? That's something that I wanted to kind of have a conversation about, because when so I just started. Oh shit.
Base.
Fuck that marble gargler. He sounds like he's got a freaking handful of marbles in his mouth every time he talks.
When he'd go, I couldn't do it. I was like, damn it. I'd have to put him at 2x.
So one of the things I noticed that, like, you know, out there in the YouTube world and all the crypto guys that are fucking talking heads or whatever, you know, I've been trolling their channels and you know, kind of promoting Hex here and there and whatnot, and getting under their skin. And the big theme out there is, oh, it's a cult. So it's fucking Richard, man. So the guy builds a coin around every scam tactic that's out there, every crypto scam tactic that's there. He said, you know what? I'm going to use this as my marketing plan. I'm going to build a real coin. I'm going to build a real program. I'm going to build some legitimate crypto. And then I'm going to add pumpamentals, which all the scams that are out there that appear to be scams, but in his coin, it's not. It's just onboarding tools. Yeah. So he's going to throw that out there. He's going to put a top hat on and stand in front of a candelabra and you know, talk shit to everybody with freaking, you know, bling all over his chest and rings and everything. So he's gonna give him the appearance of a freaking Barnum and Bailey. He's gonna put scam tactics in his coin, and we're supposed to go out there and shill it. And then he's a smart motherfucker on top of it. Because look, I've been in crypto for a long time. On the last couple of podcasts I was on, did a Litecoin. I was in the gaming world. Back in early 2001, 2002, we started building a platform for the game Counter-Strike. And we were working on that in the IRC channel because we didn't have stuff like this where we can just talk to each other. We had to go in a stupid anybody knows what IRC is?
Yeah, the precursor.
I never really used them because they were way too complicated for me.
Well, it's not complicated. It's just a DOS prompt, basically, almost. You know, it's just it's a very archaic way of you know, chat rooming with each other. And in those chat rooms, that's where cryptography was moving around. So people like the people that were building currencies in games were out there shilling that, you know, in the IRC channels. So that's kind of how I got involved with all that. But I've been in this thing for a long time. And in cryptography, I didn't get involved, but I saw it. I saw what it was doing. Then Bitcoin came out, and we all thought it was just some kind of eBay thing, or not eBay, but PayPal deal. You know, oh, it's another way to, you know, PayPal. And we didn't put two and two together at the time. But as crypto grew and as I started to watch all these guys and I started to listen to them, and then I have friends in the crypto space that have created their own coins, that have actually built their own exchanges. And a lot of them went to jail. So I've been in the back rooms of these crypto folks, and I've watched what they've done and I've watched what they've said. And then when I see all of these fucking YouTubers out there shilling this shit, I'm going, wait, this is a facade, and it's going to fall apart if these are the people in charge. You know, if these are the people that are promoting, marketing crypto sphere, which is barely anything. $200 billion ain't shit, guys. So if you guys think you got something here that's world changing, you got another thing coming, because that ain't real fucking money. Because I'm telling you, there's people in this world that if they woke up with $200 billion, they'd fucking jump out of a 5-story window and kill themselves. That's what I'm telling you right now. So don't think so highly of your crypto game here. It's not that big of a deal. So anyway, back on what I was saying was these. Now I lost my damn train of thought. I go off on tangents and shit. Where was I?
$200 billion. They kill themselves.
No. Before that. Before that.
You're in the
starting out
realm
where you started.
Okay. So no, if these guys that are shilling this are the word, back to Richard is what I was trying to get to. So a long way of getting to it. Sorry guys, I go off on these things, but
it's all right.
The crypto world was full of fucking hucksters and shucksters. And then I come across Richard one day, you know, and I had listened to you mentioned him the other night. Who was that old guy that was like he was shilling OMG, and he was talking about the human child trade and all that shit. Cliff High. Yeah. So I'm listening to all these people. I'm like, oh my God, look at all these PT freaking Barnums out here, right? And so then I saw this guy, and then I saw Richard, and I'm like, oh my God, here's another one, you know? And then I listened to him, and I'm like, well, wait a second. He really actually said something. Mm-hmm. And then I continued to listen to him. I'm like, okay, well, this guy. So I started following him. I said, okay, Richard knows what he's talking about. And then when he called the end of Bitcoin, that's when I knew. I was like, I got to watch this guy, because he knows what the fuck he's talking about. He has the appearance of a PT Barnum, but he really is smart when it comes to cryptography and cryptocurrencies and all that, right? So I started listening to him, and I started watching him. And I can understand how people see anybody who's shilling anything that he says or following him or going, man, this guy really knows what he's talking about, looking at them as cult members. I got news for you. I ain't following no fucking buddy's cult. I ain't in no goddamn cult. But I listen to smart people, especially when it comes to my money and my family's money, and that's what this is about. And when it comes to what crypto can mean to the world, I mean, we've all got this thing where we're in it for the tech. We're in it for, you know, what it's supposed to do to the financial institutions out there and everything. But you know, when it comes down to it, that none of that stuff is really going to happen unless everybody starts getting real smart about this thing, you know, and following somebody who knows what they're talking about and listening to the things that are really going on, like Bitcoin. Everybody out there is shilling Bitcoin. You know, when it was altcoin season, everybody was shilling altcoins and da. Yeah. Now altcoins died, everything crashed, Bitcoin bear, and now everybody's, Bitcoin's the only thing now. Bitcoin's the only thing. They're all maxis now. Mm-hmm. And that's not true, because Bitcoin, even though it's good, don't get me wrong, it's good, but it does have flaws, and there are things that are better. And if crypto is going to go somewhere, we've got to do better than Bitcoin. We do. Yeah, totally. And that's what Richard's talking about. So I started listening. So for all those people out there who think that, you know, Hex is a cult, no, it's just people who are thinking a little bit fucking more than the rest of you. And the rest of you, I know what you're doing. You're shilling your bags. Look at how many of them started crying when they lost their fucking YouTube channels the other day. I went out there and I got blocked by every single one of them fuckers, because I went out and told them, hey, it feels like shit to be called a scammer, doesn't it? Yeah. But you guys are scammers. You guys are all shilling shit that is fucking wrecking people. All of these guys are shilling, you know, all the exchanges and all this other crap, and ain't none of them believe in none of that shit. They're just shilling it because they're making money now, because they got 50, 60.
Yeah. Because YouTube is paying them.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, I don't think being in it for the money is even, like, you know, a bad thing. I think it's totally fine to be in it for the money, because you're not going to get the financial revolution and all that shit, like all the, you know, pie in the sky type of stuff, if you're not in it for the money first. Like, the price leads to the adoption, which leads to people actually using it, and, you know, then overthrowing, you know, traditional financial systems. Yeah. So you don't just get there. People get really mad when, like, you know, people get really mad when something goes up in price and they don't own it. It must be a scam, right? But all this crypto stuff, if it goes up in price, it helps everybody else. So there's no need to like be mad that you don't own the coin, or you can go buy some. Like do whatever you want. Not financial advice and all that, but you know.
Dude, you should have seen all the hate Litecoin got when it went up to like 140 right before it's happening.
Yeah,
dude, like they were shitting on Litecoin the whole time. Who cares? It's a scam coin. Charlie dumped this coin. Charlie dumped the coin. The minute it went over $100, silence, radio silence, radio silence. And then when it crashed down,
you get more.
You see, I told you it was trash. I told you it was bullshit and everything. You know what I mean? And like, it's such bullshit. Like, you guys ever heard of Alcoholics Anonymous? AA, right? That's what I think is going on with Bitcoin maximalists. Is I know a lot of these other maximalists, they did have shit coins in 2017 because I remember the handles from Twitter because I've been around since that time, right? And it's Bitcoin has become a fucking cult and a religion with the maximalists.
They try to project it onto us where it's like you guys are the cult. It's like, what are you talking about? Like we're okay with like Decentraland. Like I'm okay with you, like he's talking about it. I'm like, damn, that does sound pretty cool. But the Bitcoin guys are like, no, everything other than Bitcoin is shit. Like you can't be in anything else but Bitcoin. It's like,
I would venture to guess that like 90% of those guys that are diehard maximalists now, they all got wrecked really, really hard, and they are kind of butthurt because they don't want to see other people like do well anymore. They think that there's no possible way. And maybe it even seems smart to them too. It seems like to them, they're trying to protect everybody, right? Because they don't want everyone to get wrecked just like they did.
Yep.
But I mean, the thing is, there are, even if it's 1 in 1,000, there are more interesting than Bitcoin right now.
Yes. Have you guys heard about the 2-cycle theory?
Yeah.
Like where like it says the typical person who ends up being in crypto, it takes them like 2 market cycles to actually make some good amount of money. Because so like let's just say most people, when I really got into crypto was 2017, right? But here's the problem is that it takes a while, especially like the name of my podcast, Dollar Cost Crypto, is that it takes a while for you to get enough fiat and money into the cryptos in order to make a substantial bag big enough where when it goes up 10x 15x that you can pull out and you have a lot of money, right? Most people don't have that kind of money, so they're putting a couple $100s, right? So that's the majority. That's like 80% of people. Then you have the other 20% who already have money. Like let's just say they're like, fuck it, I'll take $100,000 out of my stock portfolio, throw it into a coin, right? And those guys, same thing happens with them, is that they put it into the wrong coin, got wrecked, and they're like, okay, this time I want to be rich for sure. So I'm only going to invest in one thing because I can't keep my eyes on everything. So they just become maximalists essentially but then they get mad at Ethereum. They don't shit. You notice the maximalists don't shit on Ethereum.
Well, they do.
Because they can't. They try to. But
I've seen them do. Yeah, they can't really, but they still try. I've seen them like really shit on Ethereum. Anything other than Bitcoin. Like these maxis are like, no, Ethereum's a scam. Like it's gonna fall apart. You're doing too much on it. Bitcoin's already done, and it's like, guys, what? Like you guys' 2 bugs in your code could have really ruined.
I know. Stage after maximalism. It's like post maximalism. We're recovering Bitcoinaholic or whatever. Like you're like it's okay to like a few things. And I always think the paid shill thing is funny too. It's like, I have a paid shill. I'm paying all of my bonuses.
right.
I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, we're not getting paid by anybody other than people that want to support us. Like, with our referrals. Like, if you want to help us out, that's cool. And but it's not like we're getting paid by anything else. We're not getting paid by a different entity that's, the Hex master that's just paying us. Like, there's no top level boss.
I'm doing it out of loneliness, honestly. I'll be for real. Like in my real life and everything like that, like, dude, no one's like, it's so hard to meet anyone that's into crypto in real life, so it's like I can find anyone to talk about the stock market, money, things, cars, obviously, but it's when I try to talk to people about crypto, they're just like
eyes gloss over.
So that's why I started like hitting people up on Twitter and talking to people, and I was like, oh, look, my family, crypto people, cool. Yeah.
Very true. Yeah, I guess that's
confused about what Hex is. Like, it's not a company. It's not a central entity. It's just a community of people. And like, when we say we are the network, we literally mean that. Like, everyone's doing a tiny little part to make Hex better. And like, Richard, yeah, sure. He didn't even develop the code. Somebody else developed the code for him, and he just had the idea. Like, so he had a really good idea, and then we took it from there. So the whole responsibility of like nobody owes you anything here. We're just trying to make this thing as good as we can because we all want the same thing.
Yeah,
like we all want this idea to succeed. So I don't understand what, like, it was even funny during Richard's pitch or whatever to the investors. Everyone at the end was like, "How much money are you asking for? Like, who's your team?"
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not a company. I don't even need any money. I just came here.
It's already done. That's my favorite part. He's like, "It's done." I feel kind of bad because my product is already done, guys.
Yeah. There's nothing left. So
yeah. Have you ever heard of that guy? Who the creator of Cardano? What's his name? Richard Hopkins. He's a pretty cool dude, but he said something that was pretty interesting. He's like, you guys should try to learn Python language, because by learning Python you can actually make games, and it makes you kind of dangerous in the crypto space, because he's like, even if you're not that good, if you just learn the basics of Python, you're able to actually know the lingo. You know, that whole thing of just knowing a little bit enough to like you can understand stuff, because like he says, if you kind of know Python, you're able to understand if someone's kind of bullshitting you when they're talking to you about like, because that's one of the problems, because I'm an investor, and I'm really into communities and everything, and I'm starting to learn a little bit of Python and everything like that, but you know what I mean? That's one thing that's kind of messed me up in crypto, because it's like there's like this little tiny subclass of like the pyramid, right? Where like you have the developers up here, investors, and then you have like the people who FOMO in at the end. Yeah.
The guys that just listen to the guys that are on YouTube and stuff like that.
But I mean, but right now it's pretty cool. We're still, I mean, as long as Bitcoin isn't like over 20, once Bitcoin goes over 20 grand and stuff, you got to choose your pieces, already, because I mean, dude, when Bitcoin goes to $56,000, that $1 trillion market cap, Jesus Christ, everything is going to like fucking explode. It's crazy. Like,
have a hex quake like on my stream that one time.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Did you see it? Like
I saw it. I was like, what the fuck?
Dude,
what are
for real? It was crazy. It was like a 6.5 earthquake, and we don't have any earthquakes here in Idaho, so it was very like, what the fuck? Like, I thought my wife was like running around, like throwing the dogs or something across the room or something. I was like, what the hell is that? And then it was just like kept going. Saw the computer screen all go, and I was like, oh shit, this is like legit. It was crazy.
Yeah, this feels a lot like 2015, 2016 right now. Feels like we all kind of know that it's about to get crazy.
Yeah.
And, it's all calm before the storm, but you can feel that small, like, I don't know, just people are hyped up. People are ready to get back into it.
So what do you guys think about the market cap ranking of Hex right now at number 30? Let's see, 36. We're at 36 with 216. Actually, we're only 500,000 away from 35, right behind Bat Token, right behind Bat Token. 35 is VeChain, so we're about to take up VeChain.
Yo, fuck VeChain. Dude, I think I said this on Crypto Coffee stream earlier today. I said like, all we need is the 2x in Hex in order to make it 27 on Coin Paprika.
So
2x, 2x, yeah, because the next bump after that is like 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like,
421 for Zcash is at 27, 421. Yeah, the 2x. Yep. Dang, that's good. Dogecoin is coming up. IOTA is coming up. Man.
Remember we were talking about like one day we'll hit Dogecoin. Dude, it's here already. What the fuck?
I know. That went so quick. I was like, man, that was crazy.
IOTA's the real goal.
IOTA. I don't understand how IOTA is up there, dude. I don't understand it. If you're a cryptocurrency and you can shut it down, what is that? What is that? Why would you still be in it?
I think they still haven't opened the funds to trade yet. I think it's been frozen. I think it's been frozen. I mean, that's
I thought they opened it up after 3 weeks.
Did they?
What was that, Crypto Coffee?
So it's still frozen, and that's why people haven't dumped it yet?
Yeah, I thought that was the whole thing where they had it closed off, and they're like, they haven't. I don't think they've opened it yet, because it's like, how the hell everyone would have dumped it after that? It's like, what the fuck? I don't have access to my. Some people probably have hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars in IOTA, and they're like, I can't even take any money out, because like, a lot of people who have that much crypto, that they sell a couple coins here and there just to like fund their lifestyle. and then so it's like the minute like you just cut them off of that money right there, they're like, oh fuck this, I'm just gonna get my money out.
True.
Yeah. But who knows? I'm talking at my ass here. I don't ever see. I don't go into any IOTA chat rooms. That's for sure.
Yeah, I get called a scammer on from people with IOTA avatars on Twitter all the time. I'm like, guys, you're gonna have to look into your own coin, bro, before you call somebody else's scam.
Wait, they're real? Like I haven't met a single IOTA person.
Yeah, I had somebody that was like, your coin's such a scam. Just the other day, me and Vince Chang, it's funny on Twitter, man. Always.
Shout out to Vince, man. That guy's always liking everything. Man.
Oh yeah,
he's a G, man.
Cool, Vince is an OG for sure.
Yeah. Why hasn't he? We should invite him on one day, dude. Like, see what's up, Vince. Hope he's on the stream right now.
Yeah.
I wonder where RG3 went. He exit scammed
He exits.
He just sold all his hacks.
Yeah. I'm happy for the pump, but I'm also a little sad because I'm part of that like 99% staked club. Yeah. So I don't have that much liquid hex right now, so I'm just like,
it's cool to watch it, but it's also like, damn, I could have. That's
actually, I bought the peak yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. We're almost up there again, dude. We're almost up there. We're at 1,000.
I didn't buy the actual top because I didn't time it. But like I bought like that 0.0013. So
okay.
I think I'm up a little bit from that.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, because we were talking yesterday. You're like, I feel a little bit strange buying the top here.
I'm like, this is really bad. Like investment advice. Nobody ever says buy the top.
Yeah, but man, if you look at the guy, the guy that bought that 10,000 ETH, it looks like he put it like he staked it for the entire. So it's not like he's gonna sell back down on us.
Yeah, that guy was
anytime soon. Yeah,
he just YOLO'd, put it all.
Yeah. Holy jeez. Yeah. Hope OG. Oh yeah, Vince said he would love to join sometime. So yeah, dude, we'd love to have you, man. Be awesome to have you.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah.
Are we gonna be doing this like every Sunday, or are we
whenever? Like we can do it whenever.
I'm usually
on Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
Sundays
I'm fine with Sundays too. Because I do all my streams on Sunday anyway, so it's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Whenever, dude.
I gotta have the whole table.
Said internet went completely down. So there we go.
Oh shit.
RG3.
So I know Hexologist is a dabbing dolphin, but Litecoin, what are you?
How much hex is that?
It's the shares.
Have you ever been to Hex.live? It'll tell you.
Fuck, I'd have to look. I mean, I know how much I have in hex, but
maybe I'm a dabbing dolphin. I know that a lot of people went down yesterday after the big stakes. There's there's a lot less people with the on there now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yesterday I think there was like 35 people that had not been. Yeah, it looks like 767 dabbing dolphins, and we had 800 just a couple of days ago.
So how much stakes are those? Because I remember some of my stakes were like a trillion. Because I was
your shares. So it's like 0.01% of the total shares makes you a dabbing dolphin. 0.1% of total shares make you a shark, and 1% of total shares makes you a winning whale. And then 10%, which there is nobody, is of the total shares is the prosperous Poseidon. But we don't have any of those.
Yeah, I'm probably a dabbing dolphin or a shark or something because like I know I staked for long periods of time and stuff since the beginning of the coin. So I mean, good guesstimate. I don't know.
I noticed something on Etherscan the other day.
Yeah.
So I was looking at all the top 10 cryptos because I was just trying to debate the point that it's owned by 50% of it's owned by one person, blah blah blah. And it's like when you look at every single top 20 or top token at all on the ERC20s, they have way more than Hex in like 3 or 4 addresses.
Yep.
So you go to like Binance Coin, Crypto.com, like whatever your coin of the day is, like name your coin. It's all in like the top 10 addresses. And then you go to Hex just to compare. Mm-hmm. And Hex was smart enough to just put it. I mean, it probably, who knows where the original source came from, but there's no more than 1% of Hex in any given address. So it's split up in a way where it doesn't even look like it's owned by like one large majority.
Right.
Yeah.
So
which it was like what 65% is held by the top 100 holders, which is like in some coins like XRP and stuff, it's like 1% or 65% is owned by one of the top holders. Oh, there's RG3. Let me put him back up. There you go. What's up, dude?
And I really do like the whole thing. Like Rich, hey, what's up, man?
They heard me talking. They shut me down.
That's what Vince said.
You gotta shut out the 5G, man.
Shut that old fucker up.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, but like what Richard was saying about like I want to create new whales. Yeah, like I'd rather like if there's gonna be any whales, man, I would love for you guys to be the whales, because you guys are cool dudes, like I like that shit. Like if you know a lot of the whales and like Ethereum and everything else, they're so anonymous and stuff. You don't know what's going on and stuff, and you feel like because of they can just do scammy like evil shit in the background. Like a lot of these dudes like are doing scam wicks all the time on Shitmex and all these other like platforms and stuff.
Well, that's what I like about Hex so much is like you can kind of see when people are going to be end staking and what they're, you can see if they send it to a Binance for say, if they sent their Ethereum to Binance, and then you're like, oh, well, here comes the dump or anything like that. So it's like, I don't know. It kind of keeps everybody kind of maybe not in check. That kind of seems Orwellian, I guess. But yeah, it definitely shows that I haven't sold one Hex. I guess I bought pizza with it, so I didn't sell that. But which are worth like $150. Man, they're like $120, $130 right now. Well, since Hex has gone up, like now it's up 10% today. Once again.
It's expensive. Cool.
Super expensive pizza.
At the end of the year, we're going to be like, Hexologist, how does it feel to have spent $7,000 on pizza?
Oh, dude, I'm already there, man. People are already hitting me up all the time, like, how does that feel? I'm like, guys, it's okay. I've given away a lot of Hex. It's okay. I'm okay with the 70,000.
We need to put a contest up that says how much that pizza is going to be worth at the end of the AA.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So whatever big payday is, how much is Hexo's pizza going to be worth?
Yeah, it's $105 right now. So
oh my god,
dude, that's going to be a $10,000 pizza.
Oh, don't talk about it.
Was it at least good, Hexologist?
Yeah, it was all right. It was all right.
It's all right.
It's all right.
I'm thinking about how much I spent, not $105.
I said at least he got some extra pineapple on that thing.
I wish I would have. I wish I would have put pineapple on it. It was only pepperoni and one of them was pepperoni and olives, and then the other one was just cheese because that's like these things were freaking expensive. I didn't know you could buy $40 pizzas. Well, 70,000 Hex worth of pizzas. So two little pizzas, but it was good. It was good. It was all right. Not $105 worth, but hey,
So I didn't get to. You guys probably followed up when all my internet went down, but I was talking about not being in a cult and not listening to all these shills that are out there shilling Bitcoin. What did you guys say after that?
Pretty much that the Bitcoin maxis are the cult guys. I mean, they're the ones that think everything else is a scam. And if we, if I was a Bitcoin maximalist, I wouldn't be like Litecoin Moses. I wouldn't want Litecoin Moses to be on the show.
Yeah, just because it was
no
scammer. You like Decentraland, or you like Litecoin, or I'm fine with everybody else's.
What's up with that shit? Everybody's got a bag of shit out there. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they get all self-righteous too. Like, oh, I'm just trying to protect you. Like I've had people private message me saying like, hey, I just found some dirt about Richard Hart and the liquid. Like I think
the concern trolls.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I think that like as if they're trying to like give me a tip or whatever, and I'm like, dude, I've read it all. Like you're not helping.
Yeah.
I already.
They were sending me Richard's freaking ID pictures.
Yeah. Like
it's like, what does that have to do with anything? He's already explained all that shit.
Yeah. Or who cares? Like look at the code. Who cares about Richard Hart if you really think about it? Look at the code. Look at what it's done, and like then you can explain what like if you see something in Hex that you actually think is a bad idea, maybe come to me like that. But they're trying to attack Richard's character
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I don't care what, that's like attacking Satoshi, what he ate for breakfast the day that he came out with the white paper. It's like, dude, I don't give a shit. Like, he's like, it's awesome. Like,
I want to see how many maximalists survive if one day Satoshi comes back and dumps his coins. I want to. I'll be buying Bitcoin, but like I'll be buying it for like pennies on the dollar. You know what? Yeah. I almost hope it actually happen. After this, after this next bull run. So after the next bull run, after the next bull run, please. But like. I've been saying for a while that like I think we're gonna have a crash in the late 2020s, 29 or something like that. Like we could be doing we could go through a complete roaring 20s because of cryptocurrencies for millennials, because the way everything works is like the way these these finance guys are like, how can we steal each generation's money, right?
Yep.
Like we a lot of the Xers and some of the youngest boomers and stuff got wrecked during the .com boom. And then you got some of the late stage millennials and the mid to early Xers got wrecked during the housing crisis. Now they're trying to get the rest of the millennials and some of the Zoomers on this cryptocurrency thing. You know what I mean? And it's sort of a thing of like, okay, some of the part of the generation ends up getting their wealth out and becomes really rich or just well off. And then a lot of them get kind of wrecked. And it's a weird cycle that keeps happening every 10 years and every once in a while. So I'm sort of thinking that there's going to be like this entire thing where like there's going to be tons of these coins and stuff by 2027, 2028 that should be worth a penny and they're worth dollars or hundreds of dollars. And then the latecomers put their money in and then it pops. And then, obviously us.
Is like whenever the government starts recommending that like everyone should have like at least 1% of their portfolio in Bitcoin, like whenever it gets that mainstream where they're like, yeah, it's a good investment for a stable future and all that, that's when I want to be getting out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. The German banks are buying Bitcoin right now.
Really? Yeah, a lot of the banks are.
Yeah,
well,
the German
the market cap just rose it was 30 billion in the last few days.
Wow.
Yeah. It's gone up. It was like 195 and now it's over 200, right?
Let me see. It's at 132 billion right
now.
No. For all in everything
for crypto,
211.
211. Okay, so it's gone up like 18 billion, something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the last few days. And that's what it was in 2018 before the big bull run. It was like
2017.
Yeah, 17 before before the bull run, and it was like 180, 190, and then it just started, when the money came in, and then it all left, and that was when the futures were going out and all coming in and all that shit. So that was that institutional money that came in and left.
Yeah,
so some of it's re-entering. So,
what are you guys' thoughts on if somebody, when they got in at 1.8 million hex per Ethereum and they staked 100, hypothetical, this person staked 150 million hex for 6 years, and then emergency end stake. What do you think that they're feeling right now? A little bit of anger.
I don't know what they're feeling, but I'm feeling warm in my tummy right now.
I mean, how much did they? I kind of want to see how much they've lost, or because they unstaked. Because not only did they pay us for the for the stakes, the penalties that they accrued, but they also missed out on this huge bull run that they I feel bad for those guys.
I don't.
Maybe not one of them.
Already aren't talking about it, but they secretly converted back over to Hex, and they just don't want to tell anybody.
Well, that's what I think may have happened. They had an address that they showed everybody. This is my thing. This is my bag. But they really had an address over here.
Yeah.
And, FOMO'd the price
the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of my that's my thoughts on it as well. But who knows even what we're talking about? I guess.
I don't know. Right. But
yeah.
Crypto brings out the vultures, man. It brings out some of the scammiest sides of any person that I've ever seen. It's weird. It attracts a certain type of people, right? So you got like gamers, gamblers, and then like smarter people, and just like, I don't know. It's got the make money online guys, the get rich quick guys, computer science nerds and stuff like that. Just everybody.
Yeah.
But
the nerds, all the nerds.
That's like scammers and just like people that are trying to exploit anything they can.
Yeah, psychological scammers.
To exploit and like make a copy of hacks somehow with like a, I don't know. It's not even what I'm talking about, but it's just an interesting fact to try to double your stack.
No, it is full of charlatans.
Yep.
It's a freaking circus. That's why I call these guys P.T. Barnums out there, because it's like a freaking circus they're leading. I mean,
they come out of the window.
Underlying, there's good technology. There's world-changing shit right here. But is it gonna adopt? And that's up to the community. Yep. Is it gonna adopt? Because right now the outside world, the people like my father-in-law and stuff, they're looking at it like, oh, you poor guys, you all got wrecked and playing with your little crypto thing. And people like Warren Buffett, same people are saying, oh, that was a nice try, guys. Nice try. That crypto's over. And we who are in crypto itself, we look at it as, okay, another up, another down, another bear market, and here we are waiting for the next jump. And it's all about what are you going to do. And then again, all the shills out there who are stuck on advertising for all the scams that are out there, the real scams, the exchanges. So all of those guys are at mercy of shilling their bags, first of all, and their advertisers. So that's where crypto's at right now. So we're getting ready for another potential bull run, and crypto can be adopted by more people, because I think the technologies are going to come out where the most important thing is wallets. You got to get wallets. You got to get them out there easy, because the dummy has to be able to open up a crypto wallet. They have to, or else forget about it. Because if smart guys are out there losing keys and losing wallets and getting ripped off and doing all of this stupid shit, then the average Joe is going to get, as soon as they lose, a couple $1,000 because they fucked up their keys, they're done. It's got to be easier. We've got to figure out a way to make it easier for everybody. And then the other thing is, everybody can see everything. When I thought that one of the things in crypto was, it's incognito, and nobody's going to know what you're doing. Bullshit. They know what my account looks like. They know what I got in it. If I shill it and try and get people to send it money, now they really can just go up there and look at all my every single transaction I've ever made. Yep. So there's some things here that aren't, the real world, the real financial world is not ready for. They've got some things. Some work.
Do you think that's what they want though? Like the big companies, big corporations, like they want to see what you're spending your money on, and that's what most people don't actually care about the privacy, as we've seen, and they don't really care that you can track them, because they're like, oh well, I don't, which is not always good. There should be privacy stuff like Monero and stuff like that, but most people don't give a shit if you can see that they spent $500 at Walmart with, for whatever, or freaking some sex toys, place that you went to the other day. That's about the only privacy people really care about, which is like, I want privacy especially, but it's like, man, we're not going to get it from crypto, at least, any cryptos that I've seen. That, I mean, tornado.cash is a good example, but you're also mixing your coins with somebody that could have been doing, things that you don't want to have your coins be mixed with, and then your coins, just because you wanted privacy, are getting mixed with somebody that's been on the dark net, and you're like, shit, dude, now I've got these coins, and you got the feds showing up at your house because
dirty money.
You got some dirty money. So it's like, man, you got to kind of weigh your options on doing that even. So it's kind of,
that's why I like Nimble Wimble.
Oh, is that it's like it privatizes everything, right?
But but the privacy is not on the coin, it's on the wallet. So you could have so the problem right now with with Bitcoin, right, is if I send, I should just be able to buy my Bitcoin and send you it, and you shouldn't be able to see how much money I have. So imagine I have a business, because eventually we will be paying people in some crypto or in cash or something, and let's just say I pay Crypto Coffee, please can you make me send me a whole pallet of coffee. And I send you $10,000, right? Or 10,000 or whatever, 10,000 Satoshis or whatever it is, right? And crypto coffee for some reason. Like, let me see how much money he's got really. And then you're able to check my wallet out. And then from there, it's like, okay, he doesn't have his money on this wallet. Let me see what other wallets he's transacted with. Like, oh, here's his real wallets. So this is what he has. So he's lying to me, saying like paying me late and stuff. Right? I mean, this is what people do, but it's the truth, right?
Yeah.
So what you do? So what they're adding on Litecoin that they will eventually add on Bitcoin is with this wallet. It's like a scale of wallets, right? The lightest wallet, all it is just hiding how much money you have, but the exchanges will still be able to see how much money you have and things like that. So if the government and everything wants to know how much money you have, okay, they can, but at least the average person won't be able to see how much money you have. And then there's the other side where it's like there's a wallet, like a Monero type wallet for Litecoin and Bitcoin that'll come out, that once I send money over from Coinbase over to this wallet, you can't see anything. Yeah. Only the person I send money to will so like, oh, I received my money, cool, and that's it.
There's things you can do, like today even there's multiple routes of anonymizing your Bitcoin. I mean, you can tumble it, you can do Tornado.cash, or you can do
tumble it. What's that?
Wallet's got like shielding, but like the majority of people don't care about privacy because it takes so much out of the user experience. It takes so much out of making it easy to use that they hope like I'm not going to even worry about it. Like, I don't even want to manage my private keys because they're so used to having a bank manage their money for them. Like, what we're really just going to have are new banks. We're going to have a new wave of companies that's going to be the new banks. Like Coinbase is a bank.
Exchanges. Yeah, the exchanges.
It's a bank.
They're all tracking your purchases and they're selling it to credit card companies to show you this is the spending habits of crypto people. And so here's how you can market to them. So it's like marketing fodder for them. But
go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead, I'm done.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm done.
And just the last little thing is like I saw this example when I went to a conference where they showed like an example of how the wallet would be. It's just a toggle switch where let's just say like all you want, like the wallet automatically blocks people seeing the money coming in. But let's just say you do want, like somebody's trying to buy a sex toy and they don't want nobody to know that they're buying that sex toy. They can just put it to the right, buy it, and put it right back to normal, and that's it. And that's what I'm talking about the usability. That's going to happen eventually, but it's not now. Like the wallet, you're right. The cryptos are pretty much done. You know, outside of a couple speed things. I mean, they're perfect. I mean, you don't need like crazy transactions on Bitcoin. Just basically the feed don't be too crazy, and as long as I get my money in a relative time, cool. But it's the wallets that need to be like super easy, where you don't have to like, oh shit, I forgot my key and stuff. And then that's what's going to happen is that people are, I think what they're going to do is like they're going to have the private keys. Like Coinbase is going to hold the private keys for most people, and then you're going to type in your little password like you do on your Chase app or something. You know?
Yeah. No, the technologies are starting to happen, and that's what it's going to take for mass adoption. For instance, I was just talking to Hexo about. I got one of my buddies sent me a Visa card, and basically what it is it's hooked up to an exchange. And so this Visa card's hooked up to the exchange. They have about 10, 11 cryptos on there. And it's basically an exchange. I didn't have to KYC because they just started it. I don't know if they're going to make you KYC or whatever, but it's kind of in beta. But the Visa card is hooked to any crypto you want. So you go on your app, so you can go on the app on the phone, you go on the phone and you can switch to whatever crypto you want, you know, and spend that in dollars. So I went to Home Depot the other day, dropped the card in and, you know, paid in Bitcoin. I was able to pay it in Bitcoin. Oh, and cool. I tried it and switched it and I could pay in ETH. So it takes the dollar amount out so that you can kind of look at the exchange and say, oh, you know, my ETH is up today. I'm going to spend a little bit of my ETH, you know, and you can spend it. And the transaction happens at the speed of Visa, not at the speed of, crypto. It happens at the speed of Visa. And literally, boom, boom, done. Transaction was over. That's the kind of shit that has to happen and be connected to crypto in order for us to, you know,
how do
adopt
they do that? Because like, I mean, what if in between the selling, I mean, I get that the exchanges are, because you have to keep your money on an exchange then, right? Is that
I had to buy the coin that belonged to that exchange that the card is run through. So I stake an amount of their coin kind of to back up my transactions, I guess, over everything. But I do, based on that, get a cash back, like a Visa cash back every single month from that card based upon how much of their coin I hold. I'm not going to shill it right now because it's in beta and everything. I don't want to tell anybody about it, but it's out there. It's being used. So I think I've mentioned it on Telegram a couple of times or something, but the thing works, you know, and so far their coin hasn't changed in value since they've been launched. And it's kind of like a stable coin within their own ecosystem or whatever. But I think that's what kind of you keeping that value in there is what kind of gets, they've got some kind of deal with Visa. And obviously Visa did something because Coinbase put it out, and there's a couple of other Visa cards out there too right now.
Yeah, I've actually got one. It's called it's the crypto.com card, where it's connected to your bank account too, and you can easily convert anything to anything else. You're giving up a little bit of privacy, but like it's worth it if you feel like spending it. You get cashback rewards in cryptocurrency too. Yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of these companies coming out.
I'm old and boring. I don't care about my privacy anymore. They can have it.
I got a crypto card right here, actually.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that doesn't have a crypto card. I feel kind of jealous, guys.
Yeah.
You're spending your cryptos. I'm over here all
I'm not spending it. I just want the card just in case.
I'll send you a link, Exo.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can check it out.
You can that's a card on Cash App.
Yeah.
I've heard the Cash App is good. It just the fees are kind of crazy. Are they anything bad or just Coinbase bad or?
No, the fees on if you're comparing at least the KYC stuff between Coinbase and Cash App is better. They're 50% cheaper than Coinbase, but the fees are still pretty crazy. But in terms of KYC to buy Bitcoin, the Cash App is the cheapest place to buy Bitcoin. Because
I get free. I do free on Coinbase. Well, I do Coinbase Pro. There's a way to get free transfers, but it takes a week. That's the only thing. And I heard Cash App is a little bit faster. It's like a week. It's like what
crypto, the fastest thing in the world.
Well, it's the banks that are holding it up because it's only dollars. Like I'll spend $100 or I'll send $100 and it takes a week to get there. It's like,
but everything that crypto is supposed to offer, we've had to fight against for the last 10 years. You know, it's been expensive, slow, no privacy, all the shit that it's supposed to secure to cure. We've had to endure. You know.
True. And then we just get what the banks want, exactly what the banks are, right when we get it, except for Hex.
Now, so let's get on Hex. We sitting here talking about all this other crap and letting the old guy rant. I mean, what are we going to talk about Hex? I mean, this thing went absolutely ape shit nuts this weekend, and now here we are sitting at another plateau. It didn't drop. It didn't break.
It's already starting to come back up. If you look at the chart,
it's already coming back up again, right?
Yeah. Here, I'll put it on. I'll share my screen if you can.
Yeah, that's actually why I bought the top, because I bought the most recent pump because I'm like, oh shit, I know by now that this thing doesn't come down after pumps very easily.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Bitcoin for Life this morning?
I haven't watched it.
Oh, it's freaking great, man. He's like, hey, buddy, so boy, check this out, homies. And he said, this is the luckiest man alive. And I forget who it was in Telegram, but dude posted the video, and he jumped in 52 ETH yesterday or day before yesterday before the pump. And he's like, I know I'm buying high. And it sucks, and I've waited since December to get in. But you know what? And click, he does it right on. He does this whole video of him buying 52 ETH hours before the freaking pump, man. And Bitcoin for Life is like, look at check it. I'm gonna show you how to turn 52 ETH into 92 ETH. 92 ETH.
YouTube Mike was the 52 ETH. Somebody said Gary Wood.
Nice.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
That dude. He said he's the luckiest man alive.
I'm giving him
look
a
at that chart,
for sure.
Guys. Look at that chart. It's crazy. It's already coming back up. People are already starting to. I didn't think we'd see another green candle for like that for a while at least. That's the daily.
What's the market cap of Hex if it is a penny?
So what would it be for? Well, it depends on how many people are staked.
I think 30.
There's a
I think
variable,
30% is a good. Yeah, because originally when we first got into Hex, it was like 80% staked. Now it's gotten to about like 25% staked. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe. Do you think that it will be like that when we get closer to the big payday?
It's gonna explode.
The big payday, I think it'll go opposite. I think we'll be 80% staked or 90% staked.
Yeah, I think it's 6 months after. That's when people are finally going to be like, all the cheap all the free, all the like, it's like they've already spent some of their Hex already and did some stuff, and now like they're like, oh shit, I don't want to run out of Hex, so they're going to start staking it for long periods of time, because a 1 year stake is only, it's still pretty good, but 3 point something percent. So the average person, I think the stake length is going to go somewhere close to about like 4 or 5 years, because at that point that gives you something close to like 7-8% in returns. I think if it goes up. Yeah.
What was that, Crypto Coffee?
The average stake length is already at 4.5 years.
Yeah, it's like 4.5 years right now.
To 1 cent. Right now there's 137 billion, so 1 cent would put it at 1.3 billion, which I don't know what that would be on coin market cap. Let's find out. 1.3 billion.
So here's my thought process. So I'm thinking about my stakes, right? So this is what I'm thinking I'm doing. I'm like, okay, so when big payday comes, all my stakes are going to get loaded up. I'm going to get my big payday and the stakes that end state or that come mature on those dates within the first few weeks of the big payday. I'm going to have some stakes that are ready. My whole thought is, okay, those are valuable shares that I'm going to have there. Those are very valuable. Yes, I'm going to take some profits, but a lot of that's going back in, and I want some more shares because I understand the value of it, and I'm sure that by the end of the launch period, that people are going to understand the value of shares, and they're going to want to do the same. So I think that what we're going to see, and this is just RG3's thoughts, is that when people start their mistakes start becoming mature, they're going to be looking and pondering that. They're going to go, well, I'm going to take some profits, but the rest of it's going in, and I'm putting this shit out, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. Yeah. I need more shares. I'm going to get some more off of this shit.
My plan is just to kind of, skim off the top, take the interest, and then restake the principal that I had. That's my kind of what I think that I'm going to do at this point, at least. Yeah. But yeah, 1.3 billion would put us at number 11 right here. So that's 1 penny for 1 hex right now, if with 70% unstaked.
Wow.
So yeah, that's not top 10. I think that we all think that, after yesterday and the last 2 days going up 20 spots in the last few days, top 10 is like, oh, okay, yeah, definitely. We could definitely do that. At least for me, that's what I feel.
We are killing the charts, man. That's for sure.
Tezos is number 10 with 1.6 billion. So
what's the price on it?
I don't know what the price is.
$2 maybe.
Is it
like cool? How much?
Yeah, I'm 227. 227 for 1 Tezos.
I just
$2 per hex would make me a very dangerous man.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a whole little strategy in Tezos where like you want to have like 14,000 Tezos. Or wait, is it? No, I'm sorry, 7,000 Tezos, and essentially you get like 1 or 2 Tezos a day because of the daily dividend. It's pretty cool.
I did it for 6 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to stake. I got into the Tezos ICO.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I sold it at $1 because I'm an idiot. So.
Oh yeah, you told me about this. Yeah.
I had my whole. Yeah.
yeah. Let's not talk about it.
We all got freaking stories like that.
Yeah, 70,000 shit hex for pizza, stuff like that.
There's heartbreaking shit in crypto, that's for sure.
At least I'm positive on that one.
Yeah.
Thought on other one, for sure.
They're pumping Tezos to be like sort of like the next Ethereum because they can't really do ICOs right now. So what they're doing is doing something called STOs, which is just like they're going to bring actual companies.
Yeah,
they're basically like ICOing real companies, but as like an ICO, which is pretty crazy.
Trying to find their niche in their STO thing, and it might be an Ethereum competitor one day, but it's not going to happen for years. There's a lot of people working on it. There's like thousands of developers working on it, so it's not going to die, but it might take a long time before it gets to Ethereum's level.
I think it's going to $80 I think, in 2 years.
Go ahead. There was that whale from yesterday, 2.4 billion, 2.5 billion. Wow. He's got $4 million worth of Hex.
And he damn near staked every bit of it, right?
No, he did. Everything is staked.
Oh, is it 100%?
This is 750 days. Yeah. Dude, this one's like 10.
Yeah.
Nice.
Crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's big balls right there. So, I mean, come on.
6% of the total shares.
Wow.
Yep.
Damn.
4 million.
Baller.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We're already up 16% again, guys. 21.7 Satoshis.
21?
Yeah, 21 Satoshis. I remember when it was 0.76. I remember doing 0.76.
Yeah, and then the article came out, but like,
back in the day, right? 3 months ago.
Literally, day one of launch, someone wrote an article saying Hex is dropped to 1 Satoshi. It's like, dude, it's been out for 1 day.
Right?
One day. Hex drops to 1 Satoshi.
Yeah, it dropped compared to what?
Yeah, these guys are clowns at first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, crypto, you've been doing videos since day one too, right?
Yeah, I think we both made ours on like the same day.
Yeah, we started doing them like the same day. Like we were like, it was pretty fun. Right at first, I mean, you definitely took a lot of hit, just like I'm sure you, like I did. There was a lot of hate back then, a lot of hate.
Oh yeah,
like people were just coming at you like left and right, and it was pretty. Felt like pretty. You had people left and right that were like, "You're a scammer, piece of shit." It's like, dude, chill, man.
Yeah, I mean that's what you get for trying to be like public. But,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Screw them. Don't even listen to any of that shit. Man.
Oh no, we didn't. we kept on going.
I've gotten better at not giving a fuck about that over time, for sure.
Yeah.
Trolls.
What do we got in the?
I'm getting hate from friends.
Now that's different. I got a bunch of a bunch of them that tried to get into crypto that don't talk to me no more.
Yeah,
I tried to get a guy in with $5,000. He told me he was going to get $5,000 into Hex, and then he looked up Richard Hart's history. He said, and this was on day 31 or 32, and he was going to put $5,000 in. He would have almost $125,000.
Oh,
he would have put in, man. I feel bad every time because he's a financial advisor. I just want to like send him a parentheses financial advisor. Just send him the chart.
Yeah. Do you know how cool that would be being an actual financial advisor? Is like, this is financial advice.
Yeah.
This is not financial advice.
Dude, it's like, what's funny is like when people look up Hex and then they find Richard, it's like he's like freaking crypto birth control when they look at him and they start going, what the hell is this guy?
Yeah, he's definitely out there. I think it's in a good way, especially for
they just don't listen to what he's saying. They look at him.
Guy in a throne, and you're like,
sitting on his throne, his candelabra.
This guy, I'm gonna listen to this guy. He's definitely not gonna have anything for me. But yeah, super changed. I mean, he changed probably all of our lives at this point. But it's like
can't wait to elbow bump him.
Yeah.
We're not shaking hands no more, right?
Yeah.
No way. No. Never again.
With her feet.
You guys think you'll ever meet Richard in person?
Probably.
I feel like he's kind of an elusive guy. I don't think he wants to be found.
Maybe that's true too.
I would love to meet him though. I would love to meet him.
Yeah, he seems like pretty funny.
I think you'd meet him at like a Bahamas cryptocurrency conference or something.
Well, maybe.
I definitely want to get on a dance floor with him. That's for sure.
No doubt.
Pull out the pink booty shorts and let's go.
Oh shit!
You know what? No, the coolest thing is he's fucking cool with all that shit. He's like, yeah, bust on me, bust on my tits, bust on my freaking clothes, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the thumbnails that I've made of it. Like I asked him the other day. I was like, "Are you all right?" Like, I don't want to be like disrespectful in any of this. I don't. I hope you don't think it's disrespectful. Most of it's just like pure fun in my thumbnails. So he's like, no, dude, I think it's fucking hilarious. And I'm like,
he loves it.
Oh man, all right.
Because if you've ever watched anybody debate him or like try and slam him and talk shit, he's very, very patient with them until he finally, when it's like, he's like a tiger. He stalks him and stalks him and stalks him real calmly. And then when they finally leave him an opening, boom, you know, he just slams them, you know. And then
Peter
it's
McCormick.
like, whoa, you see the rant just.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah. Peter McCormick at Eyes of them.
Fuck Peter McCormick. That guy's a fucking tool, man.
Bitcoin guys are tired of Peter McCormick. I was at a Bitcoin master conference a few months ago in Vegas, and he was there, and people didn't even want to hang out with him or talk to him.
Really?
He's giving apparently Bitcoin a bad name. Like,
yeah, well, he's like, if you watch him, like, man, he's not like, I mean, look at the Richard Hart one.
Yeah,
he's not like that. He doesn't do that in any of his other.
He's just not smart about even what he's into. Like, he doesn't even know about any of the Bitcoin stuff, and it's like
he's got an image.
270 podcasts with all these people, and it's like,
well, he's going to be like he's like, I'm the average Joe Bitcoin guy. Like, you guys can. He wants to be relatable because like he's an idiot. So he wants. If I'm an idiot, I bet all the other idiots. There's probably
right. Yeah.
So, strong and wrong. That's what he wants to be, is strong and wrong. And that doesn't play out in this space too well, you know, especially when you're running around doing shit like you're a scam.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a scam. Yeah. Scam.
Yeah.
Fucking dummy.
Yeah. At least like Tone Vase, you know, calling things scams. At least he has something behind him where he's somewhat intelligent and he can talk, but it just feels like Peter McCormick is like, like you can't even like he just can't put a sentence together because it's just, and he's supposedly a journalist.
Not in crypto. I've heard him. I listened to a couple of his things, and I heard him speak intelligently and about other topics because he interviews a lot of different people outside of crypto, and he does his big show or whatever. And I was like, oh well, that was a freaking decent interview. Why couldn't he be a decent human being like that and ask real questions and take them and you know, he obviously, you know, got together with whoever that other fuck was that actually let Peter McCormick jump on the feed. Jocko. So obviously everybody called it a scam. Jocko tried, and he tried to make his little fucking joke on the stream, you know, and he failed miserably because he goes, oh shit, Richard does know what he's talking about.
He couldn't debate him. He was just ruined. He was just
Richard's like, dude, I like you. You're a smart guy. Like, what are we arguing?
He's like, you know, and that's what everybody says when they get on. They're like, hey, I like you, Richard. I just think you're really freaking scamming everybody here, you know? And on the outside appearance, the whole thing appears that way. And because Richard's like, well, if that's what they're going to go for, then let's put it in those clothes. You know?
Bitcoin, that's how Bitcoin was, you know, kind of given to me. Like, oh, dude, it's a scam. Like, don't get into that shit. You're going to get your money taken. Don't get into Bitcoin. You know, so
guys like us are like, buy.
Now I'm like, well, okay, you just obviously don't know what you're talking about because you're just saying things that you've heard off the news. You know, it's like that's how I kind of look at all of these the YouTube guys at this point. It's like the CNNs of you know, the crypto space. Just like, yeah, maybe I'll look into it myself, my friends. Maybe I'll look into it myself.
The crypto YouTubers actually got hurt real bad because like the amount of money you make per view got cut in half because a lot of sponsors couldn't really sponsor YouTube anymore because of the whole you know, Android 19 virus.
YouTube's dead.
Yeah, YouTube is I'm glad. Well, I can monetize my channel. I just don't want to. Like, it's just more
subs now.
Yeah, it's just like I'd rather have people like that want to come onto the stream. You know, I could make pennies off of maybe an ad that gets given to people, or somebody could click my referral link because I didn't put YouTube ads on it. And I'm kind of going with the Richard approach where it's like, dude, I give you everything for free, and like maybe you could just click the link and I think that's the good thing about the referral code or the referrals in Hex is like you could become your own marketing person, and if you want, it depends on how much you want that referrals is how hard you're going to work for it.
I never even checked out my referrals until like 2 days ago, and I was like, there's 4.5 million Hex sitting in the referrals.
Damn,
like
nice.
That's pretty fucking awesome. Like I wasn't even trying for that. I wasn't even paying attention. Like, I was just making videos.
Yeah, I told you not to put my shill link on there.
Litecoin Moses. If you want me to put yours on here, I'll put it on there. I got crypto coffees. I got yours on the description.
I gotta find it.
Everybody watching, whoever you like the most, use their link.
Yeah, and RG3, anybody that comes on here, I think that that's a good way to promote your stuff is to just
throw your link up
become
there.
your own marketing guy, and I think that's the coolest thing. And I hope after Hex the big payday, I hope that the referrals, I know that the actual referrals on the code isn't a thing anymore, but I know that somebody said but Richard said that they could build something onto it to make a referral program of some sort. So, I hope that continues, because that, after the big payday, Hex is kind of not that I won't talk about it maybe 5 times a week or something like that on a show and do my TA, I guess. But really there's only so much you could do after the big payday, because it's it's not just another token, but it's kind of just it's done its year-long thing. So
well, and then anything that's wrote on top of this, we could talk about, that's going to be any other programs that come out or anything else that is built on Hex, we can be talking about. It'll be fewer and further between, but
have you guys have you guys used anything like any of the games, or have any of you guys used any of the games that are built on Hex?
I don't touch that.
I've stayed away from everything.
I don't touch that shit.
That's what I can't wait for, is I can't divulge, and I don't know if you guys know it, but I know that there is something in the works that's being written by some other people, that it is going to be I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it does look like it's going to be a legit project that's being built on top of Hex, coming out in the next couple of weeks. That's pretty good for adoption and stuff like that. So keep your eyes out on that.
Is that the app?
Yeah, it's the app, and they're going to do some other kind of cool stuff with it.
They have a lottery game out where you just...
Yeah, I heard about that lottery that came out just recently. Yeah, or it's been out. I just heard about it.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do some other kind of the other kind of... I can't... I don't know what it actually is, because I don't know the ins and outs of it either, but they showed me kind of screenshots of what it will be, and it looks like something that could be possible, that is good onboarding, but I don't know any.
So I'm looking at the chat. It says Hex Max, Hex Rise, Hex 2, and Pyra. So those are all that are built on top of it. I know that
are legit. I just I'm not going to put my money into something that
my favorite Bitcoin for Life. He's on him. He plays them. He's always on there showing his ching-a-ling-a-lang.
Yeah, I don't hate on anybody that wants to do it. I just don't do it myself, because it's I don't know, and some of these guys, I just don't know anything about it enough and I don't want to look into the code, because I'm not a coder or anything like that. Like what Moses said, maybe learning the Python and stuff like that would make you dangerous in that, where you could see something that is actually world changing on top of Hex, and you can get more Hex or something like that. That's it makes sense. But I don't know, so I'm not gonna. I just am not gonna get into it, since I don't know anything about it.
I'm thinking a lending platform too is going to be something, but they're going to have to figure out a way around the keys and all that stuff. But I'm thinking that's going to be a big product if they can come up with a lending platform.
I've had an idea for a wallet and a bond market for because how we have right now, what Hex is a CD market, essentially. It's a CD,
so
a self CD.
Muni
and stuff. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to actually make a bond market with wrap it in a bubble or whatever, and then you're able to trade. Some people are just they'll take 1,000 Hex, stake it for 10 years, and they want some of the interest. So they'll be they'll purchase the Hex, put the Hex in there, and sell the contract. And depending on what it does, it's a way for you to sell some of your stakes. But you're going to sell them at a discount. You're still you'll be able to get your principal out or less than your principal, but it's better than emergency end staking. And then some guys oh, you know what? I believe in Hex enough. I'll buy that. I'll buy that on the cheap. So let's just say I'll buy this 1,000 Hex contract for 10 years for 800 Hex. And the guy's it's better than end staking. Okay, I'll take the deal. And then that contract gets transferred over into your wallet. And people might do that, Or let's just say
get municipalities to set up their muni bonds that way.
Yeah, exactly. The same thing too.
But you literally get a whole city to take their muni bond program and just use the Hex platform to do it in.
Yeah, and maybe add more stuff. So when with the emergency end stake button, add like 3 fail safes on that thing. Or like, are you sure? Are you really sure? Let me send.
Is your mama sure too?
Yeah, like do all those things. But I think it's gonna be pretty cool too, because then from there, people are gonna be able to like, dude, I'm picking up like let's just say on a 10-year stake, like, dude, this 10-year stake, I'm buying an 8-year stake. I'm only got to wait 8 years to get this, and then I'm buying it on the cheap. So you're buying Hex and getting all that extra, but then you know how people FOMO and FUD out and stuff or everything, or they just want that liquid Hex for an emergency. It'd be a kind of a cool way, because let's just say something does happen. I hope not, but like knock on wood or the wall right here, but like someone needs the cash to get out and like for a family emergency, because if Hex is really worth something in 3-5 years from now, and they need the money now, if the emergency end stake, they're like, oh shit, I'm not, it's going to all go away, or I need I need more than I need more than my money. I need a little bit extra. So then that might be a kind of a cool idea to give some liquidity to some guys so the guys investing are going to get their money by waiting, but then the guys who sell their stakes are going to get some of their cash at least to be able to, fund, an emergency or something.
Dude, that's a good idea. I think that you definitely need to make something like Coin Moses. You're like super intelligent about all of these different cryptos that you could you can put that into really.
It just takes a lot of money. I mean, it just takes money. I mean, it really does. And I'm like I know, like I was looking into like creating a server in Decentraland where like people would pay, because right now it's really laggy. And the thing, so what I'm going to do is like, let's just say you just go decentraland.org/LitecoinMoses, enter, and then people would pay to pay 10 mana to join the server, and then you're like lag free. And people will join servers just because it's lag free, or like once you become a crypto influencer, or you become someone kind of big on YouTube, like let's just say some crypto thought, or some chick on YouTube or something, right? It goes like, oh my god, come join my stream, or come join my realm. And then a lot of guys, I mean, a lot of these dudes or a lot of people will like join up on like, hey, let's go hang out. This is where that influencer is, and then they could charge a bunch of money. The development team for Decentraland gets their cut. And then the influencer makes her money, and then from there they're able to pay the server fee for. I mean, there's tons of ways to do it. It takes a little bit. It takes money, and then two, it also takes like kind of the balls, and then a shit ton of work to find developers. Because I mean, look what Richard went through. He went through like how many developers to find people to make the contracts. Yeah, and then you have to find people to go through your code as well to see if it's safe. Yeah.
Bros, I gotta head out. My food delivery is here, and I'm hungry as fuck. So
I should probably get going too. So
you guys are down, but I gotta head out.
All right,
coffee.
Later, crypto coffee.
All right,
thanks, guys. Peace out.
Yeah, see you later, bro. Well, yeah. Thanks for coming, guys. That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Definitely.
We didn't get to talk a bunch about Hex, but we did.
That's all right. Good. We're the Discourse Syndicates. Don't have to talk about just Hex.
But you want to right now. This is the exciting time.
But so definitely, I don't know. What do you guys think that is going to happen in the next couple weeks? I guess
so. Keep going up.
It's gonna keep going up.
Dude, it's already right there. It's about to bust out of the. Let me see. Oh, not wrong one. Let's see. Screen share. There it is. So it's about to come, right here at the top, almost there. It's at 8,608 Gwei right now, and 8,909 is where it stopped. So
gosh, 8,000.
Yeah,
I think 100 Satoshi is going to be like a really big milestone.
That'll be a big deal.
It's a big deal because what are we at? 21 right now?
21, right? Yeah, almost 22.
21
Satoshi. We were at 1 sat. That's the only time I bought any on an exchange. Was that, and like I felt like I was buying the AA, but I felt like, man, is that a good idea? And like like where the hell can you get 21 times on your damn money, dude? That's crazy. It's insane.
Well, you were smarter than me because I've FOMO'd in quite a bit on only 10 Ethereum, I guess, on day one, but I only had like probably close to 40, a little bit less than 40 Ethereum.
There was
I'm sitting all right. I'm sitting okay. I'm sitting way better than that at this point. So I don't feel as bad, but I
FOMO'd 6 Ethereum too, dude. I mean, like
I'm on the first day.
Oh, yeah, first day. Yep, 6
first
Ethereum.
Day. Second day I put 7 in So I did 17 the first 2 days.
I did
like
one. I did one on the second day. I was like,
Really?
I'm a dollar cost average in, dude. I'm gonna get right there because like I got 20. Yeah.
The only reason I didn't FOMO in day one is because I had a bunch of life situations going on in December and January. So I didn't get back to the project and start looking back into it. I'm like, oh shit, Hex was going to come out in December. And I forgot all about it. And in January, I started looking again and I'm like, oh shit, look what's going on here. And by the time I figured out and got in, I got in on, what was it? I was going to look at it here. I think it was day 64 I got in. And I didn't even know, hold on a second. I didn't even know what the difference between the AA and, and Uniswap was. So I kind of FOMO'd in that day, and I FOMO'd in a lot of ETH, guys. A lot of freaking
That's all right. So you're way better than you are now.
And that exactly. But like so I got in on day 64. If you look at day 64, it's like on both sides of day 64 are like 2 down days.
Yeah.
I got a couple 100,000 extra by going in accidentally on that day. And so I lost sleep after that because if you look a few days later, it goes, it starts to change.
Yeah.
And then it starts dropping again. And it's like, oh my gosh, I could have got so much more. And that was not in the AA, but in Uniswap. In Uniswap, it was, you were getting, 800, 900, a million. You were still able to get that for 1 ETH. And
Litecoin, how did you get into Hex? I don't know if I've ever heard this story. How did you know about it? Well, obviously you knew about it since day one, but
yeah. So which way was it? Okay, so so I started I got in the Telegram group around the time that Richard, I think it was like mid 2017 when he started doing all the videos and stuff with I got in when he did that interview. No, even before, way before that, CRD token, even way before. I mean, I'm talking about before he even had a token. Like I was just following him on Telegram through Stripe when Stripe was the channel when it was popping. Yeah. So I was just following Richard, and then one day he just said hey, I'm thinking about making a coin. I was like, cool. I was like, hell yeah, I'll definitely get into that. So I was so gun-ho about the CRD token and stuff. If maybe you scroll, I mean, it's impossible. I mean, it takes forever, but if you scroll back, I've got some of my messages in there and stuff. And then Richard ended up talking about, Bitcoin Hex. And I was one of me and a couple of guys were some of the first people to actually come up with staking strategies. I got to know I'll send you the link in through Twitter and stuff of or the picture where I actually posted it on Stripe where how I'm going to ladder my stakes and everything. Yeah. And then he's like, man, what are we doing? Let's drop the name of Bitcoin. Let's just make it Hex. I was like, cool. And then it was just waiting for it to drive 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 12 weeks.
Oh yeah, those are my memes, dude. That was what I was doing.
That was why I lost track of it because I saw he was going to do it early, and then it started pushing out, and I was like, oh well, I'll see the announcement, and then I never saw anything, and then all of a sudden, freaking it was launched. I'm like, oh shit, I better get my ass in there. Or else I would have FOMO'd in day one too.
No, but it's kind of I find good projects, but the problem is I am never there during the beginning. It's you never I would have loved to been. I would have been a part of Litecoin if I was around during 2011. Ethereum and stuff like that, Coinbase. I mean, a lot of these coins you never get to actually get in the actual chat room with the creator when he's talking about everything, and then that's why I was like, wow, that's why I was like, it was so cool. And I watched all this because he was only dropping one video every 2-3 weeks. So, I mean, it wasn't hard to keep up with everything. And then of course I was there during the whole China thing when China banned crypto and he did a 24-hour stream or something.
Sitting down, was it the one where he's sitting down and it looks like he's got the computer up above?
Yeah. He's at first he was like this. And then after hours, he started going
that was a long one. That was a long one.
Yeah, it was really. And then I was there too for the streams where I think he started crying. I think. He cried on stream. I
haven't seen those ones.
Oh yeah, you gotta go back to 20. I think it's 2018, first of 2018.
Yeah. I saw the one with the crash, and he said that's it, it's over. I saw that one.
I think he started tearing up at that. at that point, because he said that he'd been shilling Bitcoin for so long that that was his thing, and now he, everybody got kind of wrecked or whatever at that point.
Well, you had me in tears, that's for sure.
Yeah,
because I was already going, this guy knows what he's talking about. When he said that, I was like, oh shit, and then it was on.
Yeah. I mean, Richard said something pretty smart, that eventually every crypto influencer, if he gets big enough or stays around long enough, he'll eventually start he'll either make his own coin or start shilling something. I mean, no matter what. I mean, and it's kind of true too, because eventually, if you create a following, you eventually get a good idea, and you're like, hey, let me.
Why wouldn't you? Why
wouldn't you? And it's like if you're around in Silicon Valley, you work for a company for a while, and then eventually you're like, hey, this might work right here. Let's try it.
And why not get paid instead of having a boss over you, which I think that be my own boss. I think that's probably the smartest way to go, unless you're I don't know if Ivan on Tech even made his own coin, but I think he kind of made it as a joke, the Ivan on Tech guy. But I think even he did his own coin there for a while. But he also has his where he does he teaches people how to make Python, I think Python coding or just
But it's an emerging technology, and technology changes and moves, and it has to have more. And as great and wonderful and nostalgic as Bitcoin is, it has no place in the future of crypto, to be honest. Because if a coin came out today that was made like Bitcoin, they'd be calling it the biggest shit coin that ever hit.
Yeah.
Think of it. If somebody came out with that right now, fucking this is worth.
Well, that's all I heard when it first came out, dude. It was like, this, you can't get into that. It's you hear only thieves or whatever. It was not just thieves, but it was
thieves.
Thieves, not thieves, but criminals.
Criminals, yeah.
Oh, criminals use it because of the whole darkness thing.
And it was it looked legit like something that they would use, and then we just hit number 35, guys. We are at 217 million right now. 217 million. Next is basic attention token right after.
Dude, that's what 20 million in like one day.
Let's see, how do I do this? There we go. Yeah, it's been doing pretty crazy. There you go. 217.
What was it on Friday?
It was like 100. Oh, what's today? It was like 100 million just the other day.
It just cracked 100 on Thursday or Friday, right?
Yeah, remember we were all in Telegram and it was like, we're gonna get 100 million. Now it's at 215.
I think whoever does the marketing for Hex and stuff, or whoever the community, if they want to, that's up to them. But they should get the Tron community in, because if you know what's been going on with CZ, right? CZ just bought CoinMarketCap for $400 million, right? And him and Justin Son or Tron and ZZ are really good friends. And so if there's sort of a synergy there where since in order to get in the good graces of probably Coinbase, which is now Binance, is you almost have to get friends with Tron in order to get that community in, and then that might end up kind of helping get Hex on CoinMarketCap properly. That might be a way to do it and stuff. Because I've been saying, I was saying this with the Decentraland and all these other coins, is you have to get other communities. You have to stop being such you can't be assholes to people and stuff. You have to hey, check this out and stuff. If you like it, cool. If not, whatever.
It's organically going to end up on there. I mean, what it's doing, you can't deny. It's just shit. We're like watching every minute of every second of every day.
Yeah. I think that the problem right now is that a lot of people have just read the articles, the FUD, and they're just have stuck on it. And so even if you do try to talk to any Tron guys, not that I have, but I feel like that's kind of where our problem is they go, well, okay, let me look at this, and the first things that pop up are just Hex is a scam or Hex is this, and it's
well, yeah, and think about us, right?
So,
I mean, how many of us actually know how the shares work and how big payday is going to end up? And I mean, we can't even explain it properly. The people that do look at it every day, that do understand it every day, how does the share price get set after a big payday? I mean, we've heard it explained a few times, but do we really even understand what that means and what the variables are going to look like. If this happens, if that happens,
Right.
what is my share price going to look like? Because that's what everybody's looking at right now. They're looking at their stakes. They click on their stake button. They're looking at their stakes. They're looking at their shares. They're looking at their interest, and they're going, okay, what's this going to look like for me on the day that these stakes right here come due? What do they look like when they're a penny? What are they going to look like if it's 100 sats or 200 sats? So that's what people are doing. They're pulling out their calculator and they're looking at that stuff. So what is it going to mean to me on that day when the share price changes, and how does the share price move on after big payday? And I understand that the biggest stake, or the biggest stake that comes due that day, the biggest payday, is going to set the rate. But what does that look like on a timeline? Does that change everything from there on out?
You can't really even do it though. You can't really even, because it depends on how many people are staking, how many emergency end stakes. There's
a lot of variables.
There's so many variables that you can't even see it. But look at this, guys: 6,130 Ethereum in the adoption amplifier, 22 away from the top number 2.
Oh,
yeah. It's not the doubling.
It'll hit it.
Doubling effect, right?
What's that?
Because I thought day one was 26,000, right?
No, so day one was is that what you're talking about? What day one was? There was 21,000.
That was because there was a billion hex there.
Yeah, there was a billion hex. So it's really about 10,000.
Oh, right. You're right.
Or about 10,500.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's getting close to the day ones, because we got 47,584 hex per one Ethereum on day one. Right now we're getting 83,433.
Yeah.
There's if you look at it, it's the exact same as day 2 for the amount of hex that you would have put in, even with 22 Ethereum less, because day 2 you got 513 million hex for in the pool, 513.3, and now we're only getting 511.4 because of all of the stakes, or all of the free claims.
Oh, the free claims are starting to jump up.
Yeah, so it's the exact same amount of hex that you would.
What's the percentage of free claim? It's still like under 2%, right?
Actually, I think that it's raised up from the 2%. Let's see, it's just barely past it. I don't know why Hex Info is not working. Weird. Maybe they're getting DDoSed or something like that.
They're shutting us down, man. They're shutting us down.
There it goes. Yeah, it's like barely past 2%, but the free claims have been going nuts, dude. Like right at 2%. Looks like 181,763 Bitcoin of free claimed.
I wonder where that's going to end up.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
We're going to be so old when we get paid on our 555 stakes.
Jesus, I'm going to be dead.
RG3. I'll be 50 years old, man. I'll be 50 years old.
I'll be 68.
Oh, jeez.
And then
my kids will be taking it.
No.
We just want to thank our dad.
we're gonna be FaceTiming each other or something when we're all 60, 50. Like, hey, I'm about to FOMO in another 15-year stake. Bro.
You're like, don't do it, bro. We'll be dead.
Hey, on the 5555 day. Make sure that you do put a webcam out there on my grave so that you can say, this is where RG3 would have unstaked today. His kids would like to thank.
Do a memorial staking for you.
A memorial unstaking. Acclaim.
We place a little spaceship on top of your tombstone.
We all come in little moon gear, just like coming up there.
Take the helmet off. Like.
I know when I hit the button for that, I was like, I'll be 8 years.
Dang, I'll be crazy.
Hey, bro, you probably could make another 15-year stake. I think you'd make it.
Yeah, you got it. You got that shit. Yeah.
You aren't gonna live to 100, man. With the way technology is right now, dude. Like 100 years doesn't seem crazy, dude. Like,
nah. Yeah.
Most people have somebody in their family that's at least made it to 80 or 90 or 91,
No, I'm planning on 100, man. I'm planning on 100. I'm taking care of myself getting to 100.
Here's
and I'm hoping that
guys.
I'm hoping that Richard makes enough money to get that side vibe going so that we can fix all our old asses. I'm counting on you guys, man.
There's the 4-hour chart if you guys wanted to see it. That's probably the coolest 4-hour chart I've
God,
ever
that
seen.
thing is freaking pretty. Man. That is
a monster. It's a monster.
Richard has made some pretty ass charts. Have you seen all the R's in it?
The what?
Have you seen all the R's in the chart? If you pull up the chart, the whole chart, all the R's.
The R's.
The R's. So if you look at the chart, the whole chart from inception, every rise has a hook on it. All the R's. See the R's?
Like these. Yeah. Okay.
That's a good chart.
Okay.
You don't have dips. You don't have N's. You have R's.
Right.
With Hex.
That's
if you look at all the R's, look at all the, you see all the R's. That's a good fucking chart right there, man. Yeah. That's a beautiful chart. That is a thing of glory right there. Look at those R's. Look at them stacked up on top of each other. Boom, 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 boom. And nothing but it. You don't hardly see any hands.
And the dude, pizza's getting expensive by the minute.
Look at that. Look at that ladder right there. That's your pizza going up right there. Look at that.
Isn't that pizza now worth like $180?
Oh man, I don't know what. Here, like we can put it in these. Let's see, 70,000 hex. Actually, I paid 80 because I gave him a tip. So let's see, 80,000, 125 bucks.
I'm telling you, you gotta put the pizza counter up there. How much that pizza is worth?
I want somebody. I need somebody to code it for me to see how much it's actually.
What's a million hex worth?
Million hex? Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like how many ETH for a million hex now?
$1,563. Dang.
So what is that? 8? How many ETH is that?
Oh, ETH? Yeah, it was like
that's dollars. Oh,
8.6.
Yeah,
okay.
Right. Look at this, guys. 28.73x on Bitcoin.
Remember that day we bought that dip?
What's that?
That million hex per ETH.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we were talking about it too. We were like, it's gonna get to the million. It's gonna get to
I bought a bunch, man. I was like, yeah, I got some for a milli.
Oh, yeah. Well, cool, guys. I think I'm gonna go because I gotta get ready for the old Hex News Live. So
your show's coming up now.
Yeah, I gotta start thinking of a thumbnail. You guys know that I'm on the thumbnail game recently. So everybody's like, "What's the thumbnail gonna be today?" That's the real talk of town.
And you did it. The McAfee thing was good, man.
Thanks, man.
That was good shit.
Congrats.
Thanks, bro. Thanks. It was fun.
Uncle.
People give me shit that they're like, you didn't even know if it was a proof of stake or proof of work hybrid. I'm like, guys, I knew what it was. I didn't want to talk shit to, like McAfee. I'm sorry to tell you, but you're wrong. I know you've been in this game. It was just like, okay, move to the next question instead of telling an OG it's like Richard, like you telling Richard something. It's just like,
Richard does
he really even care? Does he even really care? Like he knows his shit. He doesn't give a shit.
I'm sorry. John's gone, dude. He's.
Oh yeah, I know. That's why I didn't even want to get into it with him. I was just like,
love him like my crazy, messed up Vietnam uncle, but man, he's freaking out there.
Yeah, way out there. But all right, guys. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for coming, Litecoin Moses and RG3 and Crypto Coffee.
Thank you.
We'll be doing this weekly, I guess.
Right on,
guys. See you guys later.
YouTube channel coming out soon.
See you
later, dude.
Later.